Tonight on Unsolved BC, we re-look at a very special case. The murder of Catherine Diane Mowrey. Catherine's niece Catrina Marshall has continued her hard work and dedication to keep this case alive. Catrina is the main advocate in this case. She has reached out to many people and channels including Unsolved BC. I will provide links in the description to all sources and podcasts Catrina has provided us with. Catherine Mowrey was born on February 5, 1961. She was raised in Lawrence, Kansas by her parents, James and Catherine Mowrey. She grew up with her two sisters, Joanne and Deborah, and brothers Jim, Michael and Mark. In her early adult years, she got a job working at a country club, and the patrons began calling her Catrina. This stuck, and Catherine changed her name to Catrina. Catrina was the oldest of the sisters, with the three being born only a couple years apart. The three sisters spent most of their childhood and young adult lives together. Catrina was Deborah's idol, her friend and hero. Deborah stated the following in a heartfelt essay written about her sisters. I truly worship the ground that Catrina walked on. She taught me so many things about life, love and compassion, with the patience and understanding of a much older, more mature person. When she got excited about something, she had this unique contagious glow, and with a single glance could make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Joanne was a constant adventurer, with incredible instincts and intuition, and was quite frankly one of the smartest, most determined individuals Deborah had ever encountered. Joanne was their leader, which Deborah found kind of nice, because generally her powers of persuasion managed to free the girls from any trouble she may have enticed them to engage in. The love these three sisters shared would be brutally torn apart over the years, resulting in even more tragic events in the future. Our story starts in Dallas, Texas. Catrina was a regular 24-year-old woman. She liked to have fun like most do, and she became involved in the local drug scene. Meeting many new people since moving to Dallas 6 years prior, one man named Pee-wee became a close friend of Catrina's. Catrina was planning a road trip to Lawrence, Kansas, to visit her family in late June. Prior to the trip, Catrina and Deborah were on the phone. The conversation got a little heated, and Catrina hung up on Deborah. Unknowingly to Deborah, this would be the last time she heard from her sister. June 25, 1985. It was a cloudy June morning with the heat still lingering, and the city of Dallas just coming to life. That morning, a local resident was on a walk. As she approached a car parked on South Lancaster Avenue, the car gave off a distinct odor, and it was immediately noticeable. Off suspicion, she called the police. Responding officers Willie Hawkins and Janice Monk arrived on scene, and discovered the decomposed body of Catrina Mowrey. She was nude, and wrapped in a white bedsheet. The car was determined to belong to Catrina's boyfriend. However, it was not uncommon for her to borrow his car for days at a time, and she was planning on using the car to go to Kansas. He was interviewed, and it was deemed he had nothing to do with her death. From here, only a small investigation would ensue. The police would go to Catrina's apartment, and discover only a few clues in which they considered minor, and basically obsolete. Her glasses and contacts, in which she needed to see, were at her home on her end table. This, in my opinion, points to foul play, as she could not have driven the car anywhere without them. The lack of forced entry to the home would indicate someone she knew was with her when she left her home. Her close friend Pee-wee seemingly and conveniently disappeared at this time, and the police were never able to interview him. I feel he is the number one suspect in her death, but the police again failed to act upon this. It could have been plausible. She died of an overdose while she was with Pee-wee. He could have panicked and wrapped her body in a bedsheet. However, Catrina's toxicology report shows that was not possible, as she had no narcotics in her system. With Catrina's known drug use, it is possible police just looked the other way. Her death has been deemed unexplained, and not a homicide. This is unacceptable. With her death being unexplained, it ultimately closed the case, and left the family in the dark. For many years the family dealt with Catrina's death, and it led to tension and disagreements between family members. This was soon accompanied by the murder of Joanne in 1993. This case, which was solved, would bring much more pain to the family. Unfortunately, Deborah could not cope with the losses of her beloved sisters, and she took her own life in November of 2020. I have recently talked with Catrina Marshall, and she has continued her work, and made some progress with the district attorney in Dallas. Catrina has had a search warrant executed on the physical evidence in the case, which was successful. Now Catrina waits for a mindless, and non-transparent legal system to process a key piece of biological evidence that could possibly break the case open. Not only did the DA acknowledge the discrepancy in the toxicology report, she was wrapped in a bedsheet, in the trunk of a car, and that should be enough to deem her death a homicide, and reopen this cold case. We call on the Dallas PD, and the Dallas DA's office, to reopen the case, and help bring this family the needed closure they deserve, or at least have a chance to obtain that closure. We thank Catrina for bringing this to us, and will continue to spread the word for her and her family. If you have any information about this case, please contact your local law enforcement agency. Good night from Unsolved BC. Stay safe.